Okay, the next heading that we are going to start today is double circulation. Double circulation. Why? Human circulation, yeah, human blood circulation comes under the heading of double circulation. This we have to study today. So, when we are writing about the double circulation, so before that we have to just revise the logical sequence that we have done earlier, like right auricle, right ventricles, then lungs, then left auricle, then we have left ventricle, and then we have body parts. This is the logical sequence that we have done earlier. Right auricle, right ventricle, lungs, left auricle, left ventricle, body parts. I am repeating once again: right auricle, right ventricle, lungs, left auricle, left ventricle, and body parts. So this is the complete one flow, the full round we have whenever we have circulation of blood. When the blood reaches to the heart, then from the heart to the lungs, and then again oxygenated blood goes to the body. So this is the exact logical sequence we have. Now we are going to check this logical sequence. Now see, here we have four chambers, as you know. Right auricle, left auricle, right ventricle, and left ventricle. These are the four chambers we have: right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, and left ventricle. Now see what happens. First of all, the deoxygenated blood from the upper part and the lower part reaches to the right auricle. The blood is the deoxygenated one. Then from the right auricle, the blood reaches to the very next chamber that we have, which is called as the right ventricle. Now, from the right ventricle, the blood goes to lungs. From the right ventricle, the blood goes to lungs. From here, from the body parts, deoxygenated blood reaches to the right auricle. From the right auricle, the blood goes to right ventricle. Then from the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the lungs. Then from the lungs, the oxygenated blood reaches to the left auricle. From the left auricle, the blood reaches to the left ventricle. And then from the left ventricle, the blood goes to all body parts. So this is the complete one full round we have. This is the one full round we have when the deoxygenated blood gets oxygenated and reaches to the body. This is the one full round. Until and unless this one full round gets completed, the blood will not get oxygenated. So every time we have, the blood has to complete one full round, so that from the deoxygenated one it becomes the oxygenated one. Okay. So now the question used to arise that why circulatory system in human being is called as the double circulation? Because the blood, see, the very first time the blood enters the heart through right auricle, and from the right auricle it reaches to the right ventricle, and again it goes out of the heart. And next time again, the very second time, it enters the heart through left auricle, but the blood is oxygenated one. Okay. So we have a complete sentence as a reason, the answer for the reasoning why the human circulatory system is called as the double circulation. So the blood flows twice in the heart before its complete one full round. Please repeat with me. The blood enters the heart twice before it completes one full round. That's why the human circulatory system is called as double circulation. The blood enters the heart twice before it completes one full round. That's why the human circulatory system is called as double circulation. And the two circulation names are pulmonary circulation, and the second part that we have is systemic circulation. Systemic circulation. We have to add these two terms also in this reasoning portion. So we can write like this: the blood flows twice in the heart. The very first time with the help of the right auricle, and with perform the process of pulmonary circulation, and then a second time it enters the heart through left auricle, performing systemic circulation before it completes one full round. We are calling it as double circulation. Or simply we can write the blood flows the heart twice in the heart before it completes one full round. The first short pulmonary circulation and the long systemic circulation. We are going to write like this: the blood flows, please learn with me, the blood flows twice in the heart before it's complete one full round. The blood flows twice in the heart before it completes one full round. We are calling it as the double circulation. The short circulation is the pulmonary circulation. It includes the short circulation, that is the pulmonary circulation, and the long circulation, that is the systemic circulation. When you are going to write this much in your exam, then you will get full marks. Now we move to the very next part. And here we are going to discuss about the pulmonary and systemic circulation. Pulmonary and systemic circulation. So here we have right auricle, right ventricle. Then here we have lungs. The same logical sequence that we have done earlier, the same we are going to write. Left auricle. Then we have left ventricle. Then we have body parts. And then we have right auricle. This is the complete logical sequence we have that we have to learn. Right auricle, right ventricle, lungs, left auricle, left ventricle, and body parts. Now, we have to learn the definition of pulmonary and systemic circulation. So simply what we are going to do, whatever the process we have learned till here, again we are going to repeat. So first of all, देखिए ऐसे we have pulmonary circulation, and here we have systemic circulation. This is the diagram we have. This is the pulmonary circulation and this is the systemic circulation. Now with the help of this diagram only we have to frame the definition. We are not going to learn by heart. Ratta nahi marna hai. We are simply going to frame the definition with the help of this diagram. So how we are going to frame? Just check. Whatever the portion that we have learned, simply here we are going to revise it now. See, from the right auricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the right ventricle with the help of tricuspid valve. From the right auricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the right ventricle with the help of tricuspid valve. Now, from the right ventricle, the blood reaches to the lungs with the help of pulmonary artery. From the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the lungs with the help of pulmonary artery. And then from the lungs, with the help of the pulmonary vein, the oxygenated blood reaches to the left auricle. So this complete process of getting the blood oxygenated, we are calling it as pulmonary circulation. We don't have to add anything to this diagram. Simply whatever we have learned till now, we have to just recall it again in such a way, and we will get full marks. So I am repeating once again. Just start learning it with me. From the right auricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the right ventricle with the help of tricuspid valve. Then from the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the lungs with the help of the pulmonary artery. And then from the lungs, the oxygenated blood reaches to the left auricle with the help of pulmonary vein. So this complete system of getting the blood oxygenated, we are calling it as pulmonary circulation. The next part that we will start with the systemic circulation. Now, from the left auricle, the oxygenated blood reaches to the left ventricle with the help of bicuspid valve. With the help of bicuspid valve, the blood reaches to the left ventricle. Now, from the left ventricle, with the help of the aorta, the oxygenated blood reaches to the body parts. And then from the body parts, with the help of the vena cava, the deoxygenated blood reaches to the right auricle for oxygenation. So this process is called as systemic circulation. I am repeating once again. From the left auricle, the oxygenated blood reaches to the left ventricle with the help of bicuspid valve. Then from the left ventricle, the blood reaches to the body parts with the help of aorta, and the blood is the oxygenated one. And from the body, again the deoxygenated blood reaches to right auricle with the help of vena cava for oxygenation, and this process is called as systemic circulation. So you can get the difference also, you can get the definition also in your examination, or simply you can get the question that what is pulmonary circulation, or why the pulmonary circulation in human being is called as the double circulation. Any sort of questions we can get, but with the help of this diagram only, we have to write the complete definition of pulmonary and systemic circulation.